So, so Taylor Swift and Selena Gomez, we're gonna play Elden Ring, and talk about Alien Romulus at level 15 at plus zero, because this is the thing we're doing, and we're in the DLC, and it's gonna be hard. We're gonna die a lot, but we're gonna talk about Alien Romulus, right? Joel, you want to talk about Alien Romulus? I'm sure you have a lot to say about Alien Romulus.
I do.
I actually got a hilarious text from you. I want to tell everybody. I just saw it this past weekend, and Joel saw it on opening weekend, and I got one of those like group, because we were in a group, and you were so mad. You sent a message to the group, and it's like, I just got back from seeing Alien Romulus. I'm so mad. I want to like rage and play video games for 6 hours straight. And I don't want anyone to talk to me, so don't call me or text me. You were so you clearly you're going to be.
I was pissed. I almost walked out of the fucking theater. I swear to God.
You would,
Ash literally had to tell me to be quiet. I was so mad. I was so
you
mad.
Like talking in the theater.
I was
about
vocal.
It?
I was so vocal that Ash was grabbing my bicep and like looking at me like telling me to shut the fuck up. So I didn't realize how, I guess, rude that I was being to the rest of the, I don't know, patrons, whatever you want to fucking call them, the other movie viewers.
Was it a packed show, or was it just moderate?
It was enough. I mean, it was matinee. I mean, I only go matinee because it's 2024 and, you know, everything's expensive.
We're also old now, so it's better to go to matinee.
Yeah.
It's been a couple days for me, so
I'll let you go first. Well,
I went with my brothers. I went with Jeff and Mike, my brothers, and God, the place we went to, it was like an outside mall, and this place was infested with lantern bugs. Now, if you don't know what a lantern bug is, in my neck of the tri-state area, these things started invading from China last summer. And it became like a pastime for everyone to just, if you see one, kill one, you know. Mm-hmm. But they got smarter. Because now
they got self-aware.
Now they jump. Now they do this thing where they jump away from you. So I guess in one generation they've evolved. But there were so many of them. They were like, it's just weird seeing little kids, just little kids like in like packs, like running around, like stomping bugs and like punching them off of pillars and stuff. Ow! That man threw a rock at me. Ow! I gotta say, I was pretty lucky. I didn't get any spoilers. Somehow, for like the week it's been out, I didn't get any spoilers. I don't know. You know, usually I'm not that lucky. Usually, hey, I'm gonna watch a video on YouTube, and then like there's like 5 thumbnails where it's like, by the way, can we talk about this? What is with spoilers on thumbnails now? Like, why are you like? Whose idea was this?
It's the cool thing to do. It's Gen Z. It's Gen Z. That's all it is. It's this
like
Gen Z bullshit.
They'll show a picture of cool. Like. I'm trying to think of a good example of what I saw when Fallout was happening over the summer. By the way, we're gonna talk with spoilers in general for things, so disclaimer. It's just, you know, spoilers on. But yeah, like while I was trying to watch the Fallout show, because I didn't get to binge it all in one shot, because, you know, me and Laura were watching it like, you know, piecemeal. Like one of the first things that popped up was like Lucy kills her mom, and it's like the thumbnail of like a ghoul lady, and I'm like, oh good, I'm episode 2 into the show. Yeah. So thanks for that shit.
That's the thing, bro. We're in the age where the kids nowadays don't have any fucking respect. They don't want to work, and they have no respect, and they just get off on that dumb shit. Like, it's considered cool now to ruin the fucking movie or ruin whatever. Like, that's like that's literally it.
I don't even think it's that. I think it's you want to get the most amount of attention on your social media footprint, right? So you see something, you record it, you go on your YouTube channel, you put the thumbnail on there, and you just let people get the views. You get to experience it first, so you have to immediately tell everyone, look what I saw, look what happens, and you got it for me. I'm the one who showed you. And by the way, holy shit, Joel, what happened? Did it vomit on you?
Get away from her, you
Bitch!
Yeah, that whole scene in the elevator shaft was probably
Stupid.
not so good. And the way it ended, of course, we know how it ended. Probably the
Yeah,
worst line in the
which-
movie.
Oh my god, that was when he said that shit, dude. I was so fucking mad. I was so fucking mad that I guess I shook the seat. Like I shook the sheet. The
Oh, like
fucking seat.
your whole body got
Yeah,
affected.
the whole row, my whole like I literally thrusted, and Ash was like, "Relax," like you know, and I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Like,
Was that the part that set you off the most? Because you said there was one part of the movie that really had you fuming. And when I was watching it, I was thinking, like, that's got to be it.
It was staring. It was staring at the worst CGI of Ian fucking Holmes that fucking aggravated me.
Yeah.
Dude,
I was talking to
walked
Mikey
in,
about that.
and they showed Ian fucking Holmes, and there was people in the theater that were like, "Ah," and I was like, "What? This isn't even fucking good looking." They could have covered him in that white goop to made it like hide it a little bit. Like they didn't even try to hide it. They
It's
just
funny
showed
you
it.
said that, because when we walked out, we had like a little bit of dialogue, me and my brothers. And what Mikey said was that me and him were saying, like, because listen, I'm not the kind of guy that gets really picky about like special effects. I'm usually pretty okay with cheesy looking stuff. That thing kicked my ass, by the way. But I just was really.
I'm
sorry,
fine with the
you
way
go.
stuff looks too. You know I'm not picky. But dude, that was fucking awful.
It
That was
pretty
awful.
bad.
Come on, that was Superman 4 Quest for Peace awful.
I was thinking more like Bruce Lee superimposed in Game of Death.
Okay, very good. Okay, yes. That was that bad. And they
here's
kept
the thing.
showing it. Like,
It would have been
ugh.
perfectly fine and cool if it was like a Hyperdyne 2 android that looked like Ian Holm. God,
Why
Alien
have him
3.
in the first place?
Alien 3 had Bishop like as a prosthesis, as like a, what was it, like a puppet basically. Oh, we got invaded. You know.
Why not? Speaking of Alien 3, why not have Lance Hendricks in it? Do him. He's still alive. Why bring Ian Holmes in it?
Well,
And
because
he's
the
not even
timeline
Ash.
doesn't make sense.
The timeline doesn't make sense. We're going on timeline in a fucking. Is that really what we're doing? Oh, can't see. I was immediately triggered. I was immediately triggered when they showed Ian Holmes. There was not one single morsel of my body or my brain where I was like, "Wow, this is cool." In any way, I was immediately triggered. Immediately triggered.
I agree that it didn't look the best, but I appreciated the gesture. There's a lot I did not appreciate in this movie.
No,
There was a lot I didn't appreciate, but there were worse things
I didn't
the movie
appreciate the
did.
gesture. I didn't appreciate it.
Oh,
They fucking
Jesus.
Alien 3'd us. They Alien 3'd us, okay? Okay, Alien 1978, or no, 1979. One of my favorite science fiction films of all time. I've seen that movie more times than fucking Star Wars. Okay, we all seen it. We all seen the end. There is no fucking way you're gonna tell me after Ripley blows up the fucking Nostromo and shoots the alien out of the fucking airlock that somehow, some way, there's pieces of the Nostromo floating in fucking space. Like, just stop. Like, no. The Nostromo was blown up to its fucking atom. Okay? I saw it. I saw it. I was there. I watched it. There was an explosion in space. There is nothing left of it. Okay?
So you're saying they shouldn't have been debris?
There should not have been any fucking debris, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now here's the thing. I think I would have accepted the premise of that introduction. What I did not appreciate was you teased me that the alien from Alien 1. By the way, when I was a kid, because the ending of Alien is so dubious, where it's not necessarily canon that the alien is actually killed. I always took it more as if Ripley blew it out in space, ditched it, basically like kicked it out at the hatch, and because the thrusters mean she's jetting through space, so she basically like ditched that thing in space. Is what I took.
How?
And like because the ship's supposed to be moving, so you don't really get proof of death. You know, like that
what do
could
you
have.
need proof of death for, bro? It died. She shoots it with a fucking spear. It flies into space. It crawls into the engine, the jet part, and she flies away. And she uses fucking.
You got to understand the rules of Alien are kind of unique compared to the sequels. And in Aliens, the sequel, they're shooting them and blowing away and whatever. You know, that's just what it is. But in the first movie, I don't know how it was for you when you were a kid, but I never got the impression they could even hurt the damn thing. Like the only time it actually gets hurt is when she shoots it with the harpoon. And even then, it's trying to like get back into the boat, and it was kind of like scary. Like, oh my god, it's still alive. Oh my god. And then like the jets, I guess, burn off the cable. I guess it's jetted out in space. I think there could be an argument made that if they were going back to like true Alien 1 vibes, they could have maybe said like done the Halloween 2018 thing, right? And just said fuck all the other shit. This is a sequel to Alien 1. This movie, however, proved pretty quickly it wasn't just a sequel to Alien 1, and it wasn't even a sequel to Prometheus. It was a fucking greatest hits fucking album.
It was a greatest hits album.
So, and also, all of that is secondary. The thing that really bummed me the most about that is that they imply
bring back life form.
They imply that the alien from Alien 1 not only revived and started killing people on the spaceship, but it was killed off screen. They pulled a Ridley Scott.
Fuck you! Yes, fuck you!
That hurt me. The same way that Naomi Rapeface dies off screen in Alien Covenant. You know, it's just like, come on, really?
Yeah, no, fuck that. For me, Sigourney Weaver.
I'm walking into you.
She killed that fucking alien. I'm sorry, Brasa. For me, she shot it with the fucking spear.
Oh no, all I'm saying is I would have entertained it. I would have entertained what they were doing if they did it better than a fucking fan fiction. And that's kind of my whole thing with the movie, is that it's one of those new age movies where it's chock full of references, and it feels like a fan made thing and not like a real addition to like a franchise. Say what you will about Alien 3 and Alien 4 even. They were trying, and also I include Prometheus and Alien Covenant in this one. They were trying to do a new chapter in the story. Yes. They were trying new things with the alien. Each one of them did something different with the alien.
Yes.
And they didn't retread anything. If anything, every new director was like fuck that last movie. Like, oh, you like Hicks and Newt? Yeah, well, guess what? First thing we're going to show you is Newt's organs. Yeah, you know. Yes. I don't agree that it was done as well as it could have been. I would agree with anyone who has problems with that. But at least they were trying. Oh no, Taylor.
They were trying new things. And I appreciate the fact that you tried new things. The Greatest Hits album. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and you know what it really was? My biggest problem? I could put up with a lot, an alien movie, or even just a horror suspense movie, if you scare me, or you, at the very least, if you can't scare me, you do something unsettling in the movie that stays with me when I'm driving home. You know? Like Prometheus had the self-abortion scene. You know,
with Shaw on the pod, which was awesome.
Dude, Covenant. I mean, people kind of rag on Covenant. I think I've told you before that I
like Covenant.
I sort of like Covenant a little more than Prometheus, just because it was more of a straight monster movie. And I gotta be honest, dude. I'm gonna compare something about Covenant. My sign's down. To go back to what we're talking about this movie. Beginning of Alien Covenant. Everyone wakes up to an alarm, and the guy's stuck in the cryo tank, and there's like a problem, and it's like burning up because it's like a thermal issue, and they can't get him out. He's sleeping, and his wife's banging on the glass, and like the fire, like, and then you see inside he just goes up on fire. It's just horrific, and all the actors, you could tell within like 5 seconds that everything about that crew, everyone being paired off as a couple, like the acting, like the horror of one of their friends in their group going through that. Like there was more like holy shit, that's fucked up, in that one opening scene than the entire movie of Alien Romulus. And it was so effective that I didn't even think, like, is that fucking James Franco? And oh my god, Kenny Powers in this movie? Like, it was that good that Danny McBride and James Franco being in an Alien movie didn't, like, unsettle me. Like,
it didn't bother you.
You know what I mean?
I agree. They allow it to settle. They tried to do the thing where you gave a shit. Most movies, you don't really give a shit about the characters. They're just people that never really... They're never really gonna die.
And it was right out of the starting gate. It was right out of the starting gate, and you just totally... Like, that's... People can say what they want about Ridley Scott. He doesn't always land it, but, like, he got that right out of the starting gate, man. And it kind of set the tone for the rest of the movie. These kids, I
didn't like them from the fucking jump, bro. Immediately in the theater, when they were talking about, I don't work anymore, I was literally rolling my eyes so far into my fucking skull that I could see my fucking brain. They were bitching about work. At least in the Nostromo, they were bitching about their pay. Like, trust and believe, they were willing to do the fucking job. It was about pay. These guys are just, I have to work an extra shift. Oh, Waylon's making me work a little bit of overtime next Saturday. You guys want to fucking... you guys want to jump ship? Yeah, it's like, fuck you, you fucking dick. They did
the quiet quit, right?
Quiet quitters. They did the quiet... I'm not with fucking Gen Z fucking bullshit, okay? Yeah. Fuck that.
And on top of it, they, like I said before, they were fucking sexless. In an Alien movie, like with Alien, 1979 Alien, without showing anything, you knew just by watching the adults interact on that spaceship, and I say adults with a hard A, that there was promiscuity going on, that certain people obviously had paired off. Help me, I'm getting my ass kicked over here by this. Oh, God. Oh, he beat me up. He took my lunch money.
I'm sorry. I was listening. He took my lunch money. No, I know exactly what you mean. Like, we all know that Sigourney Weaver and Dallas, like, there was sexual tension. They don't show it, but we know it.
Well, you got the impression they were all adults, and they probably paired off in and out of the cryo tanks. You know, you knew that Lambert definitely got around a little bit more than Ripley did, and that's kind of why there was some weird, tension between Ripley and some of the other male crew, because she didn't put out for them. She only put out for, her boss, basically.
Yes, I got that.
That was all there without a single fucking word spoken. You understood the dynamic of the crew. And in this new movie, it's just, you kind of get the impression that, like, maybe that girl and that one guy who had, like they had a relationship and maybe whatever.
Oh, yeah, Kay. Where they talk about her pregnancy. Whatever.
It's like, this girl's like barely 18 and she's talking about like, oh, I got knocked up. You're not pregnant.
Somehow, the Nostromo is not blown up. Yeah, it's not.
Well, it's blown up, dude. But you have to understand. Listen, I can believe it because an explosion in space would blow everything in a million different directions. What I don't believe is that all the debris was right there. Like those pieces would be flying through space in every direction forever.
Yeah, they were big ass pieces. It's like when you open up a bag of chips and you get those big fat ones.
That's nitpicking to a point where I don't want to go there, is because there's a lot of other shit. If I start doing that, legitimate problems are going to just be like, of course you have a problem with this movie. You're nitpicking, the fire in space or something. You know what I mean? So I don't want to go there.
All right, let's say something good. Let's say, I have two things. Two things that I'd like to say about the film that were good.
Okay, you go first, and I'll tell you a couple of things I liked.
Okay, so the two things that I really, really appreciated, but they immediately fucked up immediately afterward. I really enjoyed the moment when they get all of the after the water scene. Like, there's something in the water. There's something in the water. And they're all trying to figure out like how they're gonna fucking traverse the next room because all the face huggers are in there. and then they come up with the cool idea that they need to change their temperature. I
Oh,
thought
body
that was
temperature.
cool. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm with that. And they raise the temperature of the room, and then there's a character that literally says, "Bro, we're changing the temperature of the room. Don't get excited. Don't do this." And then what does the fucking asshole do? He literally gets he does the opposite of what he fucking says. 10 minutes into the but whatever. That scene was cool, and the scene where they have to shoot the xenomorphs, and Rain's character is like, well, no, let's fucking use gravity, and then when we kill them, the blood's gonna coagulate and create an alternate 1955, and then, you know, it's gonna do this shit. That was kind of cool. I bought that. I thought that was a little interesting, I will admit.
Can we just say that it's interesting this is the first Alien movie that used zero-G scenes? Because before this, the closest thing we had was the underwater coolant flooding and the Auriga, whatever that spaceship was in Alien 4.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So that was, I like the sentiment. The problem is that, like you said, it didn't really... the tension wasn't there because at the same, you know what I mean. Like the idea was cool, but in a different movie, I might have liked it.
Yeah.
A couple things I liked. I liked the fact that we got to see colony life with what it was like for people. Hey, I want to get off this planet. Like why? Like what company shares look like? Kind of giving us an idea. And then of course we're the only characters that are a part of this world are the characters represented. So like you said before. Like cool idea,
ruined.
but then these are our people, you know.
Yeah, and then it gets ruined.
I also appreciated how there was the classism in the movie. How they tried to bridge the fact that there was some non-consistencies. Like if you watch Prometheus and Covenant, you can tell like the tech is way better than like 1979 Alien, which is supposed to be like later. And the way this movie handled it was basically like colonial space and then like rich people space. So like if you were from like Earth and you were rich, you had like all the good technology, but they had all like this backwards tech that was outdated on like the colony space. So I like how they tried to explain that, and it's subtle, and they didn't like harp on it, and it was there. So those two things I actually kind of appreciated. I will be honest, bro. You think you navigate these jars without falling to your death?
I can. I agree with you.
I believe in you.
I agree with you on that 100%. And I'll also piggyback and say, even the cinematography and the practical effects that were in the film, they were done fine. They were done okay. The mood in the beginning when they are showing all of the people in the colony working and all that stuff, like that was like it looked like it was supposed to. Like I bought it. It was fine.
Oh, these jars are savages, dude. These jars are savages. I was watching the movie, I'm like, this girl's really short. Like, she's really short looking. And I looked that up on IMDb, and she's like 5'1". And it's like interesting how we're stuck in this, where we went back to Waif Fu. You remember Waif Fu, Brasov? Joss Whedon, Firefly, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. You know, like 90-pound girls doing flips and killing men who look like bodybuilders.
The thing.
Like, we went back to it, man. Like, I never questioned Ellen Ripley kicking ass. I never, like,
I agree.
She had mom energy. You know what I mean? She had mom energy.
I believed every minute of it. Sigourney Weaver stood on business the entire film. Even when she's arguing with Lambert over the fucking quarantine protocol. Like, Ripley was standing on fucking business. Like, you knew that bitch meant something. Like, she wasn't fucking around.
Yeah.
Okay, so the meat and potatoes, the greatest hits. Why did we do the whole let's do the android that's bad and then we'll have the good one? Like that was the Covenant thing, right?
Yeah.
That was the Covenant thing. Then we had the boyfriend teach the girl how to shoot guns from aliens, right? There's that.
And of course,
Alien 3.
I love his the reason why I knew about it because he played video games.
Because he played video games.
He doesn't want to work, but he can buy a PlayStation. Okay.
Yeah, fuck you.
That thing comes towards you. You point it in this general direction, you'll never miss.
Where'd you learn all this?
Games and magazines.
They did the Alien. The aliens freed us by telling us that the Nostromo wasn't destroyed and they recovered the footage and all that bullshit, right? Then they have the audacity. The film has the audacity to take one of the worst plots of any Alien film and they make it their third act. Bro, I'm sorry, the whole third act was Alien fucking Resurrection. There was not one moment where I saw the
Oh, you mean when Orphan of Kaz showed up? When Orphan of
Kaz showed up. It was fucking horrible, dude. I literally laughed out loud in the movie theater. That was the most dumb shit I've ever seen.
I gotta be real honest with you. At this point in my life, watching these movies, after Prometheus and Covenant, I just don't understand the life cycle rules anymore. Like the rules of the life cycle.
The facehugger gestates within 3 fucking minutes in this movie. It's like,
so these guys,
and then also it's like,
yeah,
let's freeze its ass to remove it from the face, because that's a new thing now.
I like how a bunch of adults with a science officer didn't think to try that in 1979 movie, but like this one,
they clearly
figure it out. You know,
there's like, listen, Ash and Dallas are literally, they show us the entire scene of them dissecting this thing and experimenting on it and examining it, and it's like 10 minutes, and they're just like, yeah, there's no way we could rip this fucking thing off without killing, what's his name? And then these guys are just like, oh no, wait, let's just do this thing, and it works. Like, no. I will say the Alien franchise, because I didn't like Prometheus when it first came out. I rewatched it, and then I found a like in it. Alien Covenant, I left the theater, I didn't like it. I rewatched it, I was like, okay, I understand a little bit better, and I like it now for what it is. This movie, it's unforgiving. I will not rewatch this shit.
Yeah, you think it'll be a tough... I just don't think this movie has long-term legs, you know?
It doesn't.
Like, you can rediscover Alien 3, and... Listen, by the way, Alien 3 makes the same mistake this movie makes, where it's not a scary movie. Again, that's the ultimate mistake this movie makes, is that it's not a scary movie. Alien 3, I would have been okay with a lot of things that probably happened in that movie if they Alien 3 posed some stakes that it wasn't big enough in the britches to justify, you know? Like, fine, you want to kill Hicks, you want to kill Newt, you better back it up, and the movie was never able to back it up.
No, but they tried new things, and I can appreciate new things.
Yes.
Which was fine. Don't give me a greatest hits of what you think is the best shit.
This movie, what I'm saying is this movie doesn't have the horror spark, and it doesn't have the other thing Alien 3 had. You know?
Yeah, I agree, which is why I can give Alien 3 a pass. Like, if Alien 3 is on TV, there's a 60-40% chance I will watch it.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's a monster movie, and I like
there's
the
Alien
a lot in Alien 3. That's really what it is. I like the Alien stuff in Alien 3. Everything
else
about Alien 3, it's kind of like a bummer, because it's like, man, we could have had this, but, oh well.
Yeah.
This guy.
Yeah, it was cool. I like the new shit. I feel like Ridley Scott was a producer on this film, and he was like, listen, guys, I'm gonna throw some money at this. I don't give a shit what you do.
Oh god!
Just make sure that you somehow tie this into Peter Weyland and Prometheus, because I'm really obsessed with that black goo shit.
Yeah, I'm under the impression they didn't want to do what he had set out to do. Didn't like the rights change over from Fox to Disney or whatever?
Yeah, because Covenant, apparently Covenant didn't do well in the box office, which, I don't know, I don't want to get into that because that's going to get down a rabbit hole, but which is amazing because this movie is making all kinds of fucking records. Maybe because we're in Gen Z and they all love it.
Well, it's kind of funny, like Laurel was telling me she was on Facebook, and, or maybe it was Mikey, I don't remember who, someone was on Facebook and they were saying like, on Facebook, like the Gen Zers are posting about how this movie is so good. It's the best one since the original, maybe even better than the original.
Yeah. A lot of people like it, and you know what? Like, I'm not trying to wish anything bad on anybody. Like, fine, whatever. But this, like, fuck this film. This film was not good.
My problem with Prometheus was that the one thing I really was excited about was seeing the space jockey, and just growing up thinking about all these cool like things that it could be, and at the end of the day, they just made like. God, even AVP did that Chariots of the Gods thing. You know what I mean? Like, it's just Chariots of the
Yeah,
Gods.
no, I know what you mean. I
Like,
know
God
what you mean.
damn it, that's
Yeah, it was disappointing. We all thought the space jockey and alien. We thought that was the alien, right? Won't
But
argue.
having said that, it's still not a bad movie. It's just the things
I
that happen in
agree.
that movie. It's like, first off, God, fucking Michael Fassbender is touching everything, like rushing through the building, like opening up doors. Like I was literally yelling at him, like, stop opening doors and touching buttons. I want to see everything, man. Like, take your fucking time, please. I know it's a weird like complaint, but like, Jesus. Please, let me absorb this. That movie had no fucking breaks. Okay, it had no fucking breaks. I knew the second you saw it and you responded that way in your text, I was like, all right, it is the movie I'm afraid it is. Let's see how bad it is. So like, I went in there and I'm trying to think of the first. I think the first scene that made me feel like, all right, this is gonna probably be the kind of shit I hate is when the girl. By the way, that girl had like two modes, like not acting and then like weepy and sad, because like she's worried about like her brother robot, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm the more and more I replace the movie in my mind from Sunday night till now. I guess there's a lot of things that sounds like I'm being kind of bullheaded about, but I'm old. I'm allowed to be bullheaded. Okay, that's
We're
just
allowed
it.
to do that.
I'm allowed to be old. You're gonna be me one day, viewer who's younger than we are. Like I'm not saying. Did you just Taylor? What was that here? Do we have any other notes we want to go over about the movie?
No, I mean we hit everything. I've lost my faith in it.
I will tell you that scene when he's like, "Get away from her," and then he has like that autistic moment where he's like, "Bitch," you know. Yeah. It's so fair.
Like I was the only one in my theater who was mad at what I was watching. And Ashley made that apparent. Ash told me after we left and we got in the car, she was like, "You were completely rude." Like, she was like, "I know that you were feeling some type of way about the film," but she said like, "You were definitely rude, and those people look like staring at me." And I didn't realize that.
How did Ashley feel about it?
Oh, she's not like us. She's not a movie person, and I don't mean that in a disrespectful way.
Yeah, but she's seen the other movies.
Yeah, but Ash isn't like. I mean, you know my wife.
Did she feel disrespected and talked down to like we did?
Excuse me?
Did she feel disrespected or talked down to like we did? Because that's kind of how I felt with all that shit. I was kind of like, yeah,
no,
I get it. Ash, I'm just a schlub, right? Who's gonna just eat this shit up and not be critical about it?
Ash doesn't really give a shit about science fiction stuff like that. To her, it's just an alien movie. You know.
God, you look so good with that milady.
It's not, you put on fucking Roots. You know, my wife might have a.
They made a new Roots. They made a new.
Put on the color purple, and my wife might have a.
Did she like the new color purple? Because I heard it was not so good.
I will say this about the color purple: it was fucking awesome. I love the color purple. I think color purple. I'm talking about the original one.
I'm not talking about the original. I'm talking about the new one.
Yes, this is going to lead into what I'm about to say.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I love the original color purple so much that when I watched the new color purple, I went into the film saying to myself, I'm going to not like it. And I am here to tell you, I enjoyed the musical of the new color purple with Fantasia Barrino. I did enjoy it. I very much did. Yes, sir, I did.
Okay.
I bought it. I did. I love Taraji P. Henson and Shug Avery. I will say the guy that played Mister was completely not on the same category as good old Donald Glover. Yeah, exactly. He was not.
Not Donald Glover.
Nowhere near that.
Childish Gambino. Danny Glover.
Danny Glover. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I did like the film. But kind of similar to where you watched Alien Romulus, you didn't like it, and you had a beautiful palate cleanser with Frozen Empire. I watched Furiosa because it came out on Max.
How
Let me tell
fucking
you
good was
something.
it? How fucking
let
good
me
was it?
let me fucking tell you something. Come in here. Come in here. No. Look at my face when I tell you this. Come here. Come here. I have never, in the 34 years of existence on this planet, have I ever been hard. My cock was literally hard for 2 hours and 24 minutes,
Talk about
brother.
Furiosa.
That was the most bad ass fucking
It
movie
was
I have
badass. I
ever
know.
seen in my entire life.
It was so good.
That movie was so fucking good from literally the beginning to the end.
It
I
didn't
was on
let
the
go of
edge of my
you.
seat.
It didn't let go of
That
you,
was
man.
absolutely a perfect 10. There's not one single thing I will say about that film that I did not like. I fucking ate it all.
Did you see
I
what I
ate
was
it so
saying
much
when you asked me
that I
how it was,
watched
and
Fury Road afterward.
oh wow, awesome.
And it's amazing because when you look at and just for curiosity,
You watched
I
Fury Road
googled.
right
I was
after
like, when
because
did
you liked it
Fury
so
Road
much.
come out? Fury Road came out in 2015, bro.
Yeah, no.
Fucking 9 years ago. And when you watch those two movies, you couldn't tell that it was done by
I was really happy.
I loved it.
And
I fucking
for
loved it.
me, and I told you this when you asked me how it was, I said like, bro, it's the first one in the series that feels like the original Mad Max
It was
in
awesome.
terms of like the kind of movie it is, like a revenge chase movie. Dude,
It
this
was so
guy
good.
is hanging on here.
It was so fucking good. And it was I bought both movies on principle. They were that fucking good. I immediately
Oh
pre-ordered
wow,
it and bought it.
I'm proud of you, man. I'm glad you
And
liked it.
it
Makes
was
me
it
feel
was
good.
fucking amazing, dude. I fucking agree. And it was crazy because we're watching Fury Road
You want to run, by the way?
immediately after watching Furiosa, and the scene where Charlize Theron like meets the girls and she's like, "Yo, I'm fucking whatever. I'm a part of the whatever. I'm here to find the green place." And then the girls are like, "Yo, you passed that shit." And then she has that moment where she gets on her
Yeah.
knees and she's crying. Bro, I literally fucking teared. Ash and I looked at each other and started crying, bro. We were sobbing. Like
Oh
we
wow.
felt.
Because you watched
We
it right
felt.
after. Has she seen Fury Road before?
No, yes. We all watched it together. Me, you, Kev. We saw it in theaters together, didn't
That's
we?
right. We did.
We
We
saw it in
did.
theaters
We're
together
running,
because we're
dude.
awesome
Let's
friends.
run.
Yeah. So we watched it, but no, we don't remember it. But dude, we were crying. Like I felt every morsel that was going through Charlize Theron's head when she was in that scene. Like
Oh
I
yeah.
was fucking. It was beautiful. It literally brought tears to my eyes, bro. It fucking moved me.
If anyone's taking notes, Furiosa is the sequel of the year, not this Alien Romulus movie. Okay,
Yeah,
that's the
watch
point we're
fucking
trying to
Furiosa.
make.
It's free. It's on
I couldn't
Max.
believe that the movie
Ugh,
bombed its opening weekend, man. I was so sad and disappointed in people.
I
Because
agree.
everyone's like, I don't want to watch a girl boss movie. I want to watch a Mad Max movie. It's like fuck, for God's
Yeah,
sakes.
yeah, fuck you. Alien Romulus made 220 million fucking dollars. Okay, like
Yeah, exactly. What are we
I
even
can't
talking
believe it.
about? What are we even talking about?
Exactly,
This movie made that
exactly.
much money, but you guys all shot the bed on fucking Furiosa. Oh, I'm so angry. I'm angry out of nowhere. It's
I
bringing that
agree.
up
Dude, but it was so beautiful to watch
because that's the
Furiosa after
lesson.
Romulus.
That's the lesson
Oh,
that these studios are going to learn from that. You know, it's like, well, we'll make
ugh.
more movies like Alien Romulus. I guess that's what the kids want. What's the worst thing about Alien Romulus? I could say the worst thing I could say about it is that all the materials were there, man. All the materials
Mhm.
were there to do something really different, and they
Mhm.
made fucking Force Awakens. Speaking of Star Wars, Yoda's gonna fucking kick our asses in the
Yeah, let's
movie.
get our ass kicked by Yoda.